What's going on? This is your brother Bashir Jones, man. Hope and pray all is well. We thank the Creator for another day of life. Despite what's going on in your life, despite your situation, despite your struggle, it's a blessing to have life. Today is April 18th, 2017. And today we found out, for those who don't know about situation at hand, Stevie Stevens, I believe is his name, shot and killed a gentleman about 74 years old by the name of Mr. Godwin, and he killed them. And the reality is that the reason why it happened, a lot of people have a lot of different reasons. And the problem with it is that when you look at what's happening in our community, particularly the black community, you can't help but to notice that we have some mental health issues. I know that's not something that we like to talk about, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a real issue. And even though that wasn't your grandfather, he was spiritually our grandfather. And the fact is that he's no longer with us. But his name will live on forever. So they found the killer of this man, and he was found in Erie, PA, and committed suicide. So this is a tough thing that the city of Cleveland is dealing with right now, but really this is an issue that is truly affecting us all over the country. We are severely dealing with what some call post-traumatic slave syndrome. I had one lady, she said to me, Bashir, you guys always like to say that when a black man does something, he must have some mental health issues. But when a cop does something, he must be racist. And I said, ma'am, that's really interesting that you're saying that, because that has always been the opposite when it comes to black men. It's never said, we never talk about mental health as being the cause of our issues, but it's real. So what I want to say to you in closing, there's a couple of things that I like to bring up that I'm hoping that you can continue the conversation. In no shape or form did I feel victory for this man killing himself. I'm happy that they found him. And I'm sure, even more important than me, that the family of Mr. Godwin is happy that this killer was found. But I really feel like it's a double loss. I wish that he didn't kill himself, and I wish that we could have had dialogue with him on what was his problem. And the fact is that there's a lot of men who can relate to this problem, this issue. And what is this issue? The issue is hopelessness. That's what it really boils down to, hopelessness. People feel hopeless. Men are walking around, they feeling hopeless, don't have access to jobs, don't have access to money, don't have a way to take care of their family, and they are just dealing with some real issues. So, in saying that, what can we do? Well, we got to talk about it. And as men, what I see from this situation for me is that I see a man who was calling out for help, and I see a man who, in reality, made his woman his God. And because he made his woman his God, the loss of her, it brought him to his knees. And when somebody feels hopeless, man, they'll kill everyone around them because they no longer care about their lives. So this is what you and I have to do. We have to talk to one another. We have to have dialogue. And we have to express what our issues are and try to figure out a way to find a solution. And for me, to be quite honest with you, the solution is clear. The solution is God. That's the solution. That's the solution. Solution is God. The solution is we have to find a way to find peace within ourselves, find peace within our families, find peace within our communities, and therefore find peace within the world. I'll close with this. I hope and pray that you make a prayer tonight, not only for Mr. Godwin and his family, but also for Steve Stevens, for the woman Joy Lane, for the children, for the city of Cleveland, for every person who is hurting and suffering right now, who is suffering in silence. I'm saying to you and to myself that we can no longer suffer in silence. You and I must find help for whatever issues that we are dealing with. May God bless you. May God strengthen you. May God send peace and blessings to Mr. Godwin and his family. May God send peace to the family of Stevie. And I wish that I had the courage and the forgiveness of the family of Mr. Godwin. I wish I had their heart. I hope one day I can. May God bless you all. May God strengthen us. And may you and I meet again in the spirit and in the light of knowledge and understanding. Peace.